What's up, guys?
Well, hello.
Hello.
How's it going? We are live, and again, I want to apologize for being late. Family emergency came up, so I had to delay that podcast. I apologize about that. But happy Sunday!
Happy Sunday.
All right, for everyone who doesn't know who we have Skipping Stone from Kentucky. How have you guys been?
What's up?
How's your weekend?
Long weekend.
Very tiring.
Very tiring. Road weary.
Road
Very
weary. Well, sometimes it's a bad thing, sometimes it's not. Obviously, just tiring in your ass, in your aspects. So what did you guys do this weekend that made it so tiring? What were you up to?
Go ahead, Tom.
Kelly.
Well,
first off, we took it off. We played a festival, and then, of course, there's a lot of driving, and then, of course, other events that took place as well. And then, Kelly, was there anything else that we had added in?
What's that as far as the weekend? Well, we drove, I think, 200 and something miles to go play a festival each direction. So that was yesterday. So it was like 3.5 hours to get there and 3.5 hours to get back after we got done. And then Jose, he went and had a gig last night. And I had to go help my dad tear down for another show. We didn't get in until 4:45 this morning, roughly. I don't know what time Jose got in.
But, I got in about 2.
It's been a long couple days. And Jose's got it even worse. That poor guy. You go ahead and elaborate what you did over the last couple of days, Jose.
Well, welcome, Jose, first off.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, man. So what happened with you over the weekend?
Yeah, so trying to get the headphones set here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like Kelly was saying, I played the last note, grabbed the drum set, put it in my car, headed 4 hours down south to Louisville for another gig. We played at the Caesars in southern Indiana. So I'm in another band called it's called Smells Like the 90s, but it's all 90s rock pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but
yeah, it was 90s and grunge. So you did 2 shows in one weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I could see why that can beat you down, and then plus all the driving. Yeah.
Yeah, see my hair, it's a mess because I just
woke up. Well, don't worry. You look fine. Well, guys, would you like to introduce yourself to the public for those who don't know who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Thomas.
All right. I'm Thomas. I play rhythm guitar, and then Kelly.
I'm Kelly. I play guitar and Skipping Stone as well.
All right, and I'm Jose Gonzalez. I'm the drummer for Skipping Stone and other bands, but yeah, Skipping Stone definitely making some noise. So thanks for all the support. I appreciate y'all very much.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. And I like I was telling you guys before we went live, Marla wishes she could have been here for this one, but she had something with her hip, and her grandkids are by, and that can get chaotic. So I told her, don't worry, I got this.
Yep.
I got this. Again, I apologize for, I had a last minute family emergency that hit me, and I had to take off, and I hit the road. So we had to delay the interview an extra half hour, but we made it. We're back.
All righty.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
So you guys, definitely going to ask, how did you come up with the band's name? Were you just bored one day chucking rocks, or what's the story behind
that? Kelly's been in this just as long as that, and it started out with just me and him jamming around with a former acquaintance of ours, and then things had kind of picked up and got more serious. And then Kelly, where do we pulled the original inspiration?
We went to watch a Hidden Foundation. Hidden Foundation is another local band here in the area. And we went to watch a show of theirs at the Temple, which is a venue up in northern Indiana. And they had this song called Skipping Stones. And the song was just, amazing. That song is still amazing, if you ask me. And the other guy that was with us said we should name our band Skipping Stones. And me being me, I hate the plural version of anything. So Rolling Stones, I'm not a Rolling Stones fan. I, I I was like, there's no way. I don't want us being compared to the Rolling Stones because of the stupid band name. So it became Skipping Stone in that reason, or for that reason. But I think Tom, I think we all agreed that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
We just needed to. My main caveat was the plural version
Yeah.
of Stones.
I think that was the big mix of it is too, because I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Rolling Stones either. I mean, there's a couple songs there that I kind of heard back in the day, but as far as everything that with Skipping Stones, it was just like, let's just drop the S. Skipping Stone sounds good as it can be. Pretty simple, and just keep it simple.
So that's just like a personal pet peeve to have anything plural.
Yeah.
Well, no, just Stones. I just don't want to be compared to the Rolling Stones.
That's great. I don't like a plural. I get it. There's only one stone.
Right.
That's all that matters. I get
That's
it.
us.
I like it. I like that. So I got to bring this up. I did notice on the page you have an 815 area code for phone numbers. Anybody from the McHenry area?
Jordan is from Rockford, Illinois.
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna say, wait a minute, that's like McHenry, like that whole area, that side of Illinois. So I was gonna say, who's from Illinois? That's definitely an Illinois area code.
Yep. That is Jordan, our front man. He is from Rockford, and he was the one that opened the Facebook page or started the Facebook page. So of course, when he put all the information in, that's the phone number that got stuck with it.
Okay.
But I mean, it works out well. I don't want to talk to people on the phone anyway. So
again, that's another choice, right?
Right, exactly.
Oh, there you go. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. Thank you for making
I don't mind talking here.
See, there's always benefits with them.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like, all right, who's from Illinois? Picked up on that right away. So obviously there are members missing. Would you like to say hello and give them, props? Who are we missing?
We are missing the bass player Pat, and of course our front man Jordan. They got tied up with some family things today and spending time with family because yesterday was a pretty long day. So that's why, and we are down those two members, and then of course we got me, Kelly, and Jose that decided to come in and step in and do the interview, and then of course, normally on Sundays I'm normally busy doing something else, but today I had a free Sunday, so I was able to be here.
I appreciate that. Again, thank you for making the time, guys. I know it can be rough on Sundays for a lot of bands. I would say it just works out to my schedule for Sundays, and a lot of bands are either on the road heading back from a show or still sleeping and hungover from the after party.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. What's up, Jose?
I was going to say that, so shout out and props definitely to Pat. Because he, in a very short time, he has learned all our songs and our set list, and he also helped. He's helping us now write some new material and stuff like that. Okay. So, and he actually added his little nuances also to our songs as well. So, and they're rocking. So big shout out to Pat for real for putting on all the effort and stuff. But
Pat's
definitely. Yeah, but the Jordan story though, it's amazing too. I mean, Kelly, you have more details on that, but I mean, he came in auditioned only for bass or something like that. You can elaborate on that.
So he did. He came in and auditioned as a bass player or as a bassist, and talking with him over the phone and through chat, we're sending guitar riffs back and forth, and I'm like, wow, you can play. And then he's like, well, here, I've got this song I'll send over. And we're like, holy shit, he can sing. And I think it was pretty much a unanimous decision. Like, you don't need to be playing the bass. You need to be singing and playing guitar. And we also had Chris there that was there to audition for bass the same day. We all met together, and it ended up being the Chris was our former bassist. It ended up being just a thing that worked out all the
Yeah.
way around. It worked out very well.
Yeah.
And Jose, props to you too on learning the set list very quickly. Pat's had more time only because he was our fill-in for Chris. You know, when Chris would have gigs with the other bands he's in. So
Yeah.
that props goes to you too, my man.
Yeah. Jose came in the middle of
Appreciate it.
a changeover, and what was his first show? I mean, literally, he came in like a week, learned the set, and I think we played a show with him.
Well, we
awesome.
recorded. We went into the studio and recorded Monsters of Men.
Yeah,
And
he
Jose,
came right
that was
in,
his
and
first week with us was going in and recording our Monsters of Men EP.
yeah,
That is true. That is true.
so
So
I
he's
mean,
a quick learner. That's beautiful. And he came in after a
come
week
in
and
like
he learned an
clockwork.
entire set.
He came in like clockwork, and
Oh, and he's like clockwork.
yeah,
Like clockwork is the best way.
That's
he's
awesome.
a human clock. And when he got in the studio, he was a man on a mission. He got in there, and if he didn't like a take, and everybody else was like, hell yeah, man, that was a good take, slammed it out one try, and he's like, no, I don't like that. I didn't like that take. I'm going back and fixing that. I'm like, all right.
He's beast mode on that. That's killer.
Yeah.
Like literally, he just jumped in with both feet and said, "I got this."
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are making it easy too on me in terms of writing some killer, riffs and stuff, and I can absorb that, right away. So yeah, man, we're just jiving that way. It's great, and then the second EP just kind of came naturally too. We wrote some songs there. Hurricane and SOS are like badass songs too. So
they're the best one. They're
we're
doing
definitely going to talk about the EPs. We're definitely going to talk about the EPs, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
To cram in, But that's awesome. I mean, it's I always wonder how the hell. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, besides natural life happening. When you just join a band and they have shows already set up, and it's like, dude, jump in. And they jump in. Right. And they just between life and cramming all the new songs in such a short time span, then hitting that stage and just doing amazing, doing awesome. It's do you sleep? Do you sleep? Do you snuggle with your guitar and your sticks, and you just in your head that's just going? It's amazing. That's awesome though that he took very well to it and took quick.
Oh yeah.
And he helps write the music too. You guys said, right?
Absolutely.
Does everyone write the music, or is it just a couple of you?
No, it's all of us.
It's all of us. It's a collaborative thing.
That's probably the best part of this. If one of us hears something we can add to it, that like we call it like a blank canvas. If one of us add or find something we can add to it, we add it. And if it doesn't mix, then fine. If it does mix, then that's okay too.
Yeah.
But the biggest part of it, also too, Kelly. I mean, we get into the studio and we're like, no, something's got to change there.
Absolutely. And I mean, for me, I feel like the night before we go into the studio is when I come up with the shit that I need to, is the best way I can put that. Literally, I mean, it's within a day or two or the night before that I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do this. And the next day we try it and it fits. It works very well. Hurricane's a good example of that, and Trust Me are both good examples of that.
Oh yeah.
Solo and Trust Me and the fill parts in Hurricane are two good examples.
Oh yeah, they came up the night before, and as you said, you were just sitting at the house, and then you're like,
right,
I'm going with that.
Right. But I mean, I think that goes for all of us, though. You come up with, what was that thing you came up with the other day for Hurricane, Tom?
I was just,
you came up for it.
There was a feel there that I'm going to
awesome.
Probably. It's an awesome feel, just to add a little bit more ambience. But I didn't do it this past weekend just because we haven't really sat down and made it stick. But it's just basically something ambient right there to kind of fill a little bit more of a gap. But I mean, that's not in the studio version, but that's something I can ad lib live if I want to. And I do that a lot there's a lot of places you'll see that he doesn't scream on the record there, but he's growling up there live. I mean, it's stuff I feel in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, I mean, going from the studio to your live performance, I mean, you probably see a little bit more ad libbing from each of us. I know there's places where we do it a lot, and some people are like, that's not on your EP. I'm like,
right.
It's
so
just
when you're on stage and somebody does something random and different, you just go, what the hell? All right.
Sometimes
it works. Just keep going.
Well, that's my role on the writing process, because sometimes they throw me some weird riffs. I'm like, wait a second, is this 4/4 or is this 6/8 or is this 5, or like, where's
What
the
the hell
beat?
just
You know what I'm saying? And then
yeah.
it's a lot of times I have to, like, okay, let's go to 4/4 and then play it this way. So then they kind of morph or modify the riff a little bit so that it sticks there and it flows, kind of deal.
Right.
But other than that, like, everybody really is respects each other, and we're all, like, if you see our Facebook Messenger chat, it's like nonstop every day, like, ideas, hey, this, that. So amazing guys, when it comes down to the hard work,
Right.
Always in constant contact with each other. And I mean, it's
communication is key on every level. It's really, really big. I agree with that.
So,
and we have it, like, the guys are great,
we'll be just sitting here probably tomorrow sometime. Somebody will probably be sitting around fiddling with a guitar, and they'll be like, hey, check this riff out. And then it starts the process, and it starts that next process of newer material.
Well, and from the business aspect of things too, we are always cooking some kind of bullshit up. Really, I mean, that's just the best way you could put that. We are always cooking something up. What can we do to drive this thing to the next level?
Yep.
And it's that way at all times, and that's all we think about is what can we do to drive this to the next level. Some of it is some quirky, quacky, just absolute crap, like the dick pics that we have.
Like the what?
Dick pics.
Okay.
Thomas, have you got one?
You caught my. I mean, I was listening the whole time, but you just went left. And it's like, wait, what?
Hold on.
What was that?
All right, I want to see the dick pics.
from that, no. So
the dick pic.
Yeah, what is that, Seth? You got 8 of them. Nice. Oh, you were covering some. Okay.
It's the eggplant emoji pics, but from stuff like that to actual business type stuff, like, here's what we have to do to make X happen.
Right.
And we're always in constant contact on that as well.
You got to keep moving forward. I mean, you can't just stick with one idea and leave it at that. It gets boring. It becomes repetitive, and nobody wants to listen at that point, including you. You gotta stay on your toes and bring them all with you. And if they don't want to get up, kick them in their ass.
Right? Yeah, you gotta always keep the merch. I
like to say, kick them in their. I'm gonna say it different, pig Latin. Unke. Unke.
The merch. As far as the merch goes, I mean, that's the other part of the business. I mean, we gotta always come up with something new, something that's going to spark a little bit of a reaction on social media. Of, I need that, or can I buy one? Or because the business, the other part of the business too, going to the studio. I mean, it costs thousands of dollars to go to the studio and actually get Class A recordings. And well, unfortunately, as much as we'd like to get, give away free stuff, I mean, we also got to be able to turn around and flip that bill to pay back our engineer.
Right. Yeah. It's very true. I'm going to go left on this one a little bit. So I have to ask, how is Uranus?
That was an absolute trip. That was an absolute trip.
Everything come out okay?
Yeah. If you ever get the opportunity to visit that place, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
It's everyone loves fudge and they like packing it. So,
True story.
One way or another, they're going to get the fudge.
True story. They've got fudge with candy corn.
And if they got to go to Uranus to get it, they will come through.
Yep.
And for those who are like, what the hell is Fran saying right now? I couldn't help but jump on this opportunity. The guys were in Indiana in the township, the actual town of Uranus
Correct.
in Indiana. And
Yep.
there is a fudge packing factory there.
That is
So
correct.
it's when I saw that, I'm like, dude, I gotta jump on that. It won't be me if I miss a perfect opportunity to open the
Yep.
door. And if it involves packing fudge, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. That place is awesome. I mean, we stopped in. I mean, we probably were in there after Kelly and them probably by a couple hours because I'd stayed at the festival behind to kind of stay and check everything out, and even some of the bands after us after Sonic Collision.
It's right there by the factory. I didn't know that's where the festival was. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the festival was in Auburn, Indiana, up past Fort Wayne.
Right.
And after I'd stayed after a little bit, and then of course Mother Nature let loose on us up there, and it started pouring rain, and I was like, yeah, it's time to pack up stuff.
Right.
So then we were trailing Kelly
It
and
wasn't the fudge
Pat.
that let loose. It was the rain.
Yeah, it was the rain that let loose, not the fudge.
Mother Nature can get you in many different ways.
We were trailing because Pat and Kelly carpooled up together, and we were trailing them by just a couple hours. So,
I missed that.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go up there.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a good time.
It was awesome.
So now, talking about the fest that you guys were at was the Sony Collision, right?
Yeah, Sonic Collision.
Sonic Collision. I'm sorry. I thought it was Sony. I was looking. I'm like, I think it's Sony. I'm not sure. How was that?
Like
that was the first of its kind, right?
Yeah, it's first year for it. It was a great festival. Marvin Foster, he was the guy that puts it on, right? Marvin Foster.
Yes, Marvin Foster. Yep.
Great dude, and it's a great venue, great stage. I mean, the stage itself is 60 foot wide, so they would have one side of the stage.
Nice.
One side of the stage live, and then the other band on the other side. They split it down the middle, and you got 30 feet, a 30-foot half, and they would have one side live, and then the other side curtained off, and you were setting up and getting ready to go.
Right.
And then, I mean, it was an excellent time. I mean, everybody up there was very professional. The sound alone was amazing. I mean,
it was impeccable.
Oh, yeah. Very clear.
Yeah.
Even for being up front and getting battered by the subs, you could still hear.
And it didn't matter what angle you were at to the speakers. If you were off to the side, it sounded the same as it was dead in front of it or in the middle.
Oh, and that was an outside venue, right? Like the show was outside.
Very
the weather
beautiful.
was right, thank God. See, I'm always worried about shows outside. You know, people keep asking me, what, you know, are we going to have a Savage concert somewhere outside? And I'm like, I don't trust Illinois. You get 4 seasons in one day. I don't trust it.
Yeah, it was very, very beautiful venue. I mean, there's more to come next year that we were talking about with Marvin, and things that he's wanting to plan in the future. And I would love to see this festival bloom into something huge.
Well, you know, I'm just throwing this out there. That's something we can help with. You know, we do. I'm very much involved with the live media PR. I can, can get involved with that. So if you want to tell them, hey, you want the Savages to help blow this up, you know, get this out there, hit up Fran. There's more we can do.
Awesome.
You know, always game for helping out the scene and helping fests and bands grow. I mean, anything I can do. I want to be a part of it. I want to help. I want to get you guys out there, you know, and the fest.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I did want to talk about you just released an EP, but it's your second one, right?
Yeah, it's our second one.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the first one for everyone who doesn't know. How many songs? When did you release your first EP?
February of this year. It was Monsters of Men came out, and it was 6 tracks. And we released it, February 18th, right?
18th. Yep, 18th.
18th, we did the EP release, and it went out pretty well everywhere, streaming platforms. We even had, before that, we actually did a pre-sale on the first round of physical copies. So if you pre-ordered, you got your CD early.
Right.
And I think we did that the second round too. If you pre-ordered early, you got it early.
That's awesome. And so now your second one you just released recently, correct?
Yes, August. Yeah, August 5th.
Okay, so this month. And how's that been going?
Doing
Pretty
really
good.
well.
How many songs are on this one?
4.
Four.
It's a 4-track.
Okay.
We saved some others back for probably some later stuff, but what was the numbers? Yeah, I haven't checked the numbers on Spotify here lately.
It was 10,000 streams as of late yesterday.
Yesterday.
That's awesome. So less than 2 weeks already, you're at 10K.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. I mean, it's blowing up. That's good.
That's
Just
good.
keep pushing that forward. Congratulations on that. That's cool.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. So between the 2 EPs, which one do you like better, the first one or the second one? Your own personal opinion.
I like it all.
Yeah.
All 10 tracks put together. If you combine them, I like every single one of them.
What are you thinking, Jose?
I don't know what he's thinking, but I love the face.
Dang. It's tough because I want to say Hurricanes and Hand Grenades. I think is my favorite, just because there's new material there, so like SOS and Hurricane, I was kind of like directly involved with it. I think those in particular, they're just to me, they're just better songs altogether. Like, we actually, even though it's early in our career, I feel like from Monsters of Men to this one, there's an evolution of our musicianship. So
sure.
even though we recorded it with the same studio, there is an evolution, and I'm personally excited to to continue writing, because it is that way. Like, we're sort of defining ourselves, but it's also more enjoyable. Like, you can, even the opening track, like Quietus, like we played it for the first time for people, and everybody went berserk. Like, they were like, wow.
Well, Quietus, you guys just released that this month also.
Well, we released
right.
Yeah, we did a music video for
exactly. Yeah. So because to me, it was because of that, right? The like, just the reaction of people. All of a sudden, we played it live. We hadn't even recorded it, and that was at Louisville Billiards, and like everybody was like, wow. I was like, okay, so this is it, and we wrote that together. So again, I feel like I like this one because there is an evolution and there's more to come. Like, there's some headroom, when it comes down to our growth. So I'm excited for it, man.
Well, that's literally, I mean, you don't hear too often that bands are releasing 2 EPs in 1 year. I mean, you did it in 6 months.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's really cool. It's very rare to hear that. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard that. Happening in 6 months. So out of putting them together, the 10 songs, 6 on one, 4 on another, right?
Yep.
Which one is your favorite song to play out of your EPs?
I like we haven't. Okay, no, my favorite song is not released yet.
What is your favorite one?
Nothing.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's coming. Yeah. That one's coming. It's hard, and it's like awesome. Kelly does an amazing job on guitars there.
I like. Go ahead, Jose. What are you gonna say?
I'd say Trust Me. Trust Me is just like.
Trust Me is good.
Just like, yeah.
Trust Me is a good one.
It hit the message is so deep, and it just hitting you in the face, like all the parts. It's just it's Trust Me, to me, it's a very powerful song. I wouldn't get tired of hearing that one, for real.
Okay.
I would say for me, playing live itself, I love Never Die. I mean, the riff's brutal. It's fast. It's heavy. I mean, it's just an intricate riff, but it gets people moving. I mean, you get going. Once it gets going and it starts driving, people, you notice it when people start moving in the pit.
Right.
See, I differ on this. I personally like playing Monster. Monster and Trust Me, actually. And both of those for me is because actually Red as well. I can I can feel like those three solos when I'm playing them. Whereas Never Die is not really that much, just fast and whatever, you know. Um, the others though have feeling. There's something there.
Hmm.
Okay. So what was the hardest song for you to learn?
Hardest song for me. I mean, I didn't really.
On the EPs. On the EPs. We'll stick to that.
What's that?
On the EPs, what would you think was like the hardest or the most difficult song to learn
All
out
of
of
them are
either
the
of the
same for
EPs?
me. I have to play them 1,000 times in order to get them down pat, anyways. So uh, when we're writing them, it takes me a long time to retain what the parts are.
Yeah.
It's just that's just the way I work with it. So all of them for me are a real pain in my ass.
In the kindest and sweetest way, right?
Yeah.
For real, yeah. I mean, but
It's a
the
sweet
truth, though,
pain. It's a sweet pain.
the repetitiveness has to be there for me, or else if we like go for weeks without working on something, I won't remember it at all.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got 2 of them in the works right now that are exactly that way, and until we
Right.
work on them continuously, I'm not going to remember them.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is being able to retain what you've done until you've played it 10,000 times. I mean, I've forgotten parts live because there's been times where we had to, where we didn't get to rehearse, or there's before a show and I've blanked live and I'm like, laying down, and when in doubt, lay out.
I do that, Tom, too, but most of the time I'm thinking about what I had for dinner last week while we're playing live. And it has nothing to do with us playing.
So we gotta write a song about food then next time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you start thinking, man, I'm hungry. Damn it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Stop it.
And then you want to go hit the fudge factory.
Yeah, well,
Have
yeah.
that fudge, baby.
Bring it
I've got a
back.
bag of it here. It's very good.
Yeah.
So my song was Quietest, and I remember I actually have an anecdote because we went into a show which we actually played in Rockford, and
Mhm.
I had to actually chart it out. Like I wrote down the parts, like how many times this, how many times the chorus, the intro, and I was playing it and looking at the chart at the same time because I couldn't figure out how it went, but
Oh,
because
yeah.
it starts like Fast and Furious, then it goes into like this very punk, like high high tempo sort of punk, and then it goes right like down into like a quiet verse. So there's those three sort of dynamics, in that song, and probably that's why people, how it or it touches, a lot of people maybe that way. But at the same time, yeah, like they're weird. Like it's weird how we structured it. I mean, now I know it, but it's I had to actually write it down
Yeah.
during a show to learn it, and it took me. I mean, I took that chart probably
Well,
for like 2 or 3 shows, and then I was able to say, all right.
that was your very first show with us, Jose. Was it not?
Up in Rockford, I think it was.
No, I think I played before, but that was our first trip out of the area.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that was our first time actually getting on the road.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh,
where
that
was it?
last year.
It
When
was
was
at
that?
Whiskey's Roadhouse in Rockford, Illinois.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. We went there and played.
September time frame, was it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Last year?
September
Or
last year.
October? Yeah, something like
We're
that.
getting close to a year ago.
Okay. So are you guys planning on hitting the road again anytime soon? You got any tours lined up or anything coming up like that?
No tours lined up yet. We do have what other shows? We had the Auburn show, and that one was out of town. Are there any others that we can think of that
We're
that
going
are?
to Lexington here soon. We're going to play
Yeah.
in Lexington.
That's regional. I mean, we really don't have anything planned up out of town, I don't think, at the moment.
Yeah,
But-
that's just
Definitely in due time.
Right.
yeah. In due time, you'll see us venturing out more. I mean, other than I can't remember the exact dates when we're going to Lexington, but I know we're going to be in Lexington. I think a couple times, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah, like I haven't been to Lexington since I was in high school. I'm not saying how many years ago that was, but it was a long time ago. But I'd like to come down there. Savage just hit the road. That needs to happen. It's not just a saying. I want to do it within like literally in the next 6 months. Hit the road. Start going. Start getting outside of Illinois. I'm bored with Illinois.
Come on down.
More country corn and find other little towns in between everything.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of good music. There's a lot of good music down here in Louisville.
Yeah,
a lot of
there is.
bands are hungry.
So many. There's so many. That's why I say, like, you guys are literally in the heart of the Midwest. That's smack in the middle. That's smack in the middle. Chicago is a mainstream, obviously, being the main hub between East and West Coast. But Kentucky, that whole area, that's like dead smack in the middle of the Midwest. And there's amazing music coming out of there. Amazing bands. I've met so many from there that I would love to meet in person and just be able to see live, book you, do whatever. Just check it out. I definitely need to come down there. And that's a goal that I definitely plan on doing it within the next, if not this year, just after the holidays. I plan on doing it, and it's going to happen. So I would love to meet you guys if you're on that list. I mean, you guys are going to be right there. I'll just be like, all right, I'm coming out. Everyone convert, everyone meet up somewhere, wherever the hell I'm going to go. I don't know.
There you go.
Marla, I'm going to need you for that one. Marla, as you guys know, is from Southern Indiana and is always in the Louisville area. So she knows all the locations. She knows everything. So she's my happy medium and will be my tour guide.
There you
go. Definitely looking forward to coming down there and staying with her too. So, do you guys have anything else coming up? You got a few shows coming up. Do you have an album maybe coming up?
Well, we've got a show with Escape the Fate. We're opening for Escape the Fate on September 10th at Headliners Music Hall in Louisville. And then we do have some things in the works in the future, but I don't know that we need to discuss it here.
Well, let me talk to Jose because he almost let it out early. Jose.
No.
Hey, how you doing?
They're like, Jose, shut up.
Whatever Kelly said.
Well, but no, in all seriousness, I mean, loose lips sink ships, and we should probably stay tight-lipped. That's the best I can say that.
All right, so at least you're giving us a teaser to know that something is coming. Something is coming,
yes.
So, something big is going to
keep our ears open and check it
Eyes
out.
peeled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's good. I love the way you're saying that, Tom. You're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
So definitely looking forward to that. So I wanted to ask you guys, when COVID hit, do you think it set you guys back a little bit, or did it help inspire you to go a different direction?
Well, actually, we started right dead in the heart of COVID times.
Yeah, height of COVID, we started.
So while places were shut down.
That's a hell of a time to start.
Well, hey, it was really a good time to start for us. While everybody was shut down and afraid of it, we were playing live shows.
Oh, yes.
At least
you guys are one of the few. There was a few of them up here too. Only a few that we're still saying we're still going to play because a mandate is not law, and a lot of people don't realize that. A mandate is not law, and there was a handful.
We were playing live shows, and really, I think for a lot of us, it was teeth cutting time, and getting out there and just getting used to it, getting used to the scene, getting used to the people, and we started right dead in the heart of COVID. It didn't slow us down a bit. In fact, I think it propelled what we have going on today.
Oh yeah, it really sparked some interest. I mean, without playing the live shows, I mean, directly right after that, I mean.
So COVID was your inspiration.
Kind of. I mean,
it
helped us.
That's actually really cool as hell to hear that. You don't hear that too often. A lot of people were taken down. Some people used it for extra creativity and whatnot. and that was actually your inspiration to come together.
Oh
But
yeah.
I do want to say though that like the support again, bringing back the support and the just the scene here in Louisville, like it's
Mhm.
hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
we
It's
were
hungry.
getting venues. There was people that were helping us out with
For sure.
that. That they're like, no, let's do it. We
Yep.
like it. Let's go. So I think that also speaks not only to inspiration, right? Because yeah, we were not only inspired by COVID, but more of like the other the that attitude maybe to say, you know what, let's face it, let's
Yep.
go, let's keep
Right.
doing what we're doing, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had a
Yeah.
couple of times where, hey, because I got sick, I had COVID. Jordan, I think, got sick too.
I got it.
Plus,
Yep.
he just had a baby, and it's been like different things happening. But again, the hard work that this band uh, just day to day is doing just is very resilient, and just traverses any, not trying to be cliche or anything, but it's traversing any adversity or anything, what I'm saying, that's
For
coming
sure.
up, man. So
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously, you guys are striking some hearts. I mean, you guys are only a couple years old, and you already got a pretty decent following for being newborns, basically, or
Yeah.
Oh
toddlers.
yeah.
Toddlers. I mean, you guys are only a couple years old. You guys are, people are grabbing you. They're grabbing
Yeah.
onto it. That's awesome. You guys
Oh
are
yeah.
obviously, making your place, and everyone's taking you home. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What else you guys got coming up? Anything else? I mean, you got a couple shows coming up. You gonna drop another EP in 6 months?
Not in 6 months.
Not in 6 months. This next one, I think we really need to take our time with.
Right.
Yeah.
I think what comes out next needs to be as an artist. I think you got to strive to top that. You got to be able to top what you just done. So I think
Right.
these next set of songs really need to push the bar again.
Okay.
and we are we'll
That makes sense, though. I mean,
be there.
you always want to go to the next level.
Well, and one thing that we do is the 10 songs that we have recorded now, they are the 10 songs that we have deemed the best that we have at this point in time. So we have other songs might need some polishing or things like that to go on, but we don't want to put them on record until we feel like that they are worthy of putting on record. So instead of being like the 80s tapes, let's say, where you'd have an A and a B side, and the A side would be all the good stuff, and the B side might have one good song on it, we want them all to be like, holy crap, what did I just listen to? That was awesome. And so I think we select and weed out the stuff that's just kind of okay until it's polished up and we know that it's worth putting on record.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's going to help with that too, Tom, is knowing that we're not going to do it until it's spot on.
Oh yeah, till it's spot on. And I mean, the biggest part of it too is the guy that we've recorded with. If your engineer is not headbanging to what your drummer or the basic idea,
Yeah,
that lets you know somebody's feeling it and connecting right there in the studio, going, "Wow!"
Absolutely.
And we've got big compliments from the engineer. He's like, "I think you guys has really found your sound now, and stay with it."
Yeah, but at this stage, Fran, like I feel, that we're just hungry, we're working, and if you're gonna give us work, then let's do it. When it comes down to shows, any studio time or anything like that, anybody out there, producers or just people like you, right, that are supporting us, just give us work and we'll deliver.
That's right.
Yeah. Give us the work and we're ready to play anywhere, anytime.
Noted.
They said it.
Yeah, when I take that trip and come down to Louisville, like I said, I got a list of bands I want to hit, and me and Marla being from that area, she, I have a wide range of music. I'm very musically well-rounded. It's how I was raised,
Mm-hmm.
and but my heart went to rock to metal, black metal. It doesn't matter what genre of metal. That's just where I cover, and I love it all. And she's more of a rock, she's more straight up rock and roll,
Right.
So so she's introducing me to a lot of the bands outside of Chicago and Rockford area. And I don't know about it. I mean, you guys introduced me to so many killer bands, and you guys have awesome music. Quietus was a great song.
Thank you.
And just I love the way you guys sound. It's to me, it's perfect. It's like that happy medium for me. It's like it's got the good crunch, but it's not overpowering at the same time.
That's exactly how we write. In our thinking while writing is let's make this so it'll appeal to all people. We want it to appeal to everybody.
I mean, me and Kelly's had this conversation many times sitting in the van going up to the studio, and it's just like we could really sit in and play with like Shinedown, because you could be the biggest metalhead ever and still love Shinedown.
Absolutely. And a lot of them won't admit it to it. I have no problem admitting to anything. There's so many hardcore metalheads, that are more into black metal, death metal, and gore, and you name it, and they'll be like, no, this is all I listen to. But then if you bust something out from 25 years ago, they'll subliminally start bouncing their head, and you'll see their mouth. And they're just trying to hide it. They won't acknowledge it in front of certain friends, but their best friend will be like, bitch, if we were alone, you'd be jamming out right now. And I'll be that first friend and be like, I already caught that on record. I already recorded it. Everyone will know. Stop hiding who you are. Embrace your past, because it's what made you today.
That's the major thing we always thought of. If we could write something, commercially for radio, let's do something. Let's shoot for the radio.
100%.
Yeah. FM is a good goal. Good goal. Not AM. Sorry, no AM. FM. You want to have a conversation? Let's go to AM. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, FM. That's a great goal. That's a great goal. And I look down on FM radio for the last 15 years. A lot of the radios, doesn't matter what genre radio station, they play the same 10 songs every damn day, every hour and a half to 2 hours. Don't matter what DJ it is, 4 hours later, they're gonna play the same damn songs too.
Yep.
And it turns me off from the radio. It's like I don't want to listen anymore. So it's like I've become outdated with with any kind of radio play music now. I don't even know what's big anymore. It's like, dude, I stopped listening. I'll listen to what's considered old school now. It amazes me to think that the 90s are considered old school music. And I'm like, shit. But it's a lot of the greatest songs came from the 80s and 90s that molded today's music, and I'm a big 80s fanatic. All genres, movies, music, you name it. I love the 80s. And of course the grunge of the 90s, which set the tone to send the rest of us all in 100 different directions.
Yep.
So yeah, so I want to have some fun, ask some random questions. Some are fun, some are just whatever, kind of thing. Yeah. If you guys weren't musicians, if this wasn't your goal to be a musician, what would you be doing, or what do you do already?
Let's see. I mean, years ago, I went to college to be a motorcycle mechanic, a Harley Davidson mechanic, and studied at MMI. But and then I found out when you live in the Midwest, you get probably maybe 10 good months out of the year where you can ride a bike.
Unless you're one of those crazy bastards that don't give a shit, and they'll just layer up
and
0 degrees out. And I see them, I'm always like, damn, Eskimo, what's wrong with you?
And back then, I mean, it was one of those things, coming out of high school, and you get the college recruiters in there, and especially for the tech universities, and they were like, oh yeah, you need to study this, and the economy's hungry for this. We need mechanics. And then I was like, and it spoke to me, but I mean, I had to eventually go back and sit down and like, okay, I can pay the bills 10 months out of the year being a motorcycle technician. But in reality, I took a trade school in high school, and I did welding class, and that's where it really started, the love of metal and listening to everything. I was like, well, if I'm not a musician, then I'll go do this, because I know 12 months out of the year I can pay my bills and make damn good money sewing steel together.
For me, I started out as a diesel mechanic 19 years ago, and that's all I've ever known and done is I've been a diesel mechanic. Now I'm a service manager. I don't have to work as hard, but I've also got back issues because of being a diesel mechanic and lifting heavy things. And so that's where I'd be. That's where I am, and I wouldn't change a bit of it. The music thing is just kind of an outlet for me to, get really kind of get rid of some stress, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of stress that goes along with what we do every day, but it does get rid of a lot of my stress as well. Jose, what about you?
Yeah, for me, I would say right now I would have been like a basketball player or be around the basketball organization. I grew up when I was like maybe 9 or 10 playing basketball, and I played like throughout my childhood and teenage years. And
What
but it was
position
down
would
in
you play?
So it was down in Puerto Rico. I'm 5'7". When I came to the United States, I'm too short, too small to be playing over here in the leagues and
You know what?
stuff.
There's a
So
benefit to that too, though. I mean, I'm 5'7" too. I'm considered tall for a female, but I mean, there's a benefit. You know, half those guys are 6'3" and taller. 6 feet is short for them. You know,
right.
you just run under their legs. They won't. By the time they turn around, you would have hit the basket already.
See, so yeah.
While they're going like this, just duck. You know.
So yeah, so you were talking about the past. There was two very inspirational players, Spud Webb and Muggsy Bogues. Back then in the NBA, and they were 5'4" or something like that.
Oh wow!
And yeah, they still, they were amazing players. And actually, I think both. I know Spud Webb used to dunk it. And then there's Nate Robinson too. He was a 5-footer too recently. So, but I just I I feel apart from music, sometimes I've been involved in like sports around here, like intramurals and stuff like that, and I just feel that natural joy of being part of a team, of being surrounded by people with the same goal. So that environment to me, it just um, I just feel like I want to serve a role and continue it. So same as a band, I'm the drummer, so I just gotta hit what I need to hit and hopefully make the product, better, you know.
Right.
But yeah. But that to me, I would be affiliated with some sport, ideally basketball. But yeah, assistant coach or something like that.
Okay. Cool. So, how about your most embarrassing stage performance? What was the most embarrassing thing that happened when you were on stage?
Oh, I got one.
You
I
got
got
a list,
one.
right?
Yeah, right away. Yeah, I mean, so when you're, I feel like when you're a drummer, right? Like if you like drop a stick or you actually like go completely like left field with a beat or anything like that, like you're off, the whole band is off, kind of deal. So in Puerto Rico, I was actually playing a gig, and there was this one song that everybody knew, like everybody was just singing it and everything, and all of a sudden it would transition to a part where people would like hype up, and I messed that up, and everybody stopped and
Why
looked
you
at
gonna mess
me.
up somebody's hype? What's wrong with you?
Everybody stopped and like looked. I'm telling you, there was probably about 100 people in this bar, and everybody just stopped. There was like this. I just remember this space of silence,
Like
just
you can hear
looking at me.
crickets in the distance, right?
Yeah, like I mean, it was just
So what
that
did you
was.
do? What did you do to do? What did you do that created that dead silence? What exactly did you do?
So the thing is, so it was supposed to be like a ska sort of beat. So it goes,
Mhm.
so it's an upbeat thing. Well,
Right.
I mean, that was like maybe I want to say about 20 years ago. I was having difficulties, doing transitioning from like a straight rock to like a ska. So I missed that transition. and I just kept playing the straight 4, and so it didn't translate well. It didn't transition.
Right.
So I kept playing, like I didn't stop playing, but everybody stopped jumping, and they just looked at me, and I'm playing here like, what's going on? Like, seriously? And then I just went to the next part and went. Like, I didn't stop, but I knew that I messed up. And not only that, everybody knew that I messed up.
Right.
So
it wasn't something you could pass up, like a little. You skipped a note or two. It's something clear as day.
Yeah, I don't. As a matter of fact, it was so brutal that I think I've never played there ever again. Like, I don't think we ever got invited there again. I'm attributing it to it, but I mean, probably wasn't that. But yeah, like, it was horrible. Like, the whole night was going great, and then that one moment, everybody's like, it's like, okay, whatever.
Have you lived it down? Is everyone not letting you live it down?
No. I don't know why. There's a lot of pressure, to me as a drummer, to keep everything straight.
Well, you will always be your worst critic. Everybody is their own worst critic, and no matter what, you will see things and hear things you did that everyone else was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't even notice," But then when there is the stuff that really notices, and you try to walk away, those are the things that you will never ever be let alone for. They're gonna always bring it up and never let you live it down. And it's always the stupidest and funniest things too. How you guys?
For me, I have. What's that?
I said, how about you guys?
Well, for me, I have lots of little screw ups, and I used to beat myself up about them pretty damn bad. Anymore, screw it. It's not a big deal. We're going to get through this, and it happens every day. It happened multiple times yesterday. Even the thinking about what I had for lunch or what I was going to have for lunch caught up with me yesterday as we were playing, and I forgot where the hell I was at playing Hurricane live at some place. So it happens.
Yeah, I mean, as far as anything embarrassing, I mean, probably whenever you're sitting there, and a lot of times, I mean, probably in the band, I'm the guy that's probably the more tech savvy guy. I know a lot more about the tech stuff that's coming out, with music. I mean, when the band decided to go direct and moving into the direct stuff, I mean, and everybody getting wireless packs and whatnot, I mean, the most embarrassing thing is whenever you forget to turn your wireless pack on, and then you're trying to sound check, and everybody's looking at you like, what the hell, dude?
Oh, yeah, you're right, Tom. You know what? I turn my volume pedal down all the time. Don't realize it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
step on the back side of the damn thing, and it will be turned all the way down. And I'm sitting there trying to get something out of my guitar, and there's nothing. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that is probably the most embarrassing thing.
Those are and everybody. It just feels like the eyes are on you at the moment. You're not getting any sound. I mean, even dropouts, even when your wireless pack does drop out or whatever, you're too far away from it, and then you can hear it in the monitors, and you're like, "Oh God, I hope that's not me," or hopefully it does. The signal does return. I mean, those are embarrassing. I mean, I've tripped a few times, but I've been able to save myself and not face playing on the floor.
Yeah, just like you said, Fran, about the little kind of like little stupid little quirky things or whatever. So, it makes it right. Makes it sometimes too embarrassing at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. I would be one of those. I'd be one of those musicians. Well, I'm not one, as everyone knows. But if it was me, one of my stupid things is I would trip over a wireless guitar.
Yeah.
I would make that happen. It would become my thing. I call it a Franism.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
I laugh at myself all the time. I'm like, yep, I just did that. And then my kids stand back and go.
So guys, now we know not to get Fran on stage, okay?
No, don't. Especially around anything that's wireless.
or run away, yeah.
I will find a way to make it happen. Yeah, I gotta walk it. I'm a klutz. I'm really bad, but I'm okay. I will own that shit. So tell me about your worst performance.
Mm.
You guys had a really bad performance where they just went really bad, went left beyond.
We've had quite a few of them.
We've had quite a few of those.
We've had quite a few of those. We've had quite a few that we've played with especially now that we're going direct. We've had quite a few that we've played with no monitors whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Did one
You played with
Thursday
no
night.
boundaries?
What's that?
Would you say again? You played with no what?
No monitors. No
Oh,
way to
monitor.
hear ourselves playing. So Thursday night was one of those. We didn't have any monitors to really speak of, and just said screw it and ran on the set. Didn't worry about it.
And just crushed it anyway.
Yep. Early on, we wouldn't have been able to do that as well, but I feel like we've tightened up quite a bit as a band.
Everybody knows their part.
We've had quite a few that were just like, oh God, what the hell was that on everybody's part at the end of the night, you know?
Right.
I'm trying to remember the one time. I'd say as a band, the one time that Jordan was it a rehearsal or was it a show that he didn't feel well and like we had to cut we had to cut it short or something like that.
That was a rehearsal, I think.
Yeah, it was a rehearsal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
I
Never
can't think
mind.
of any shows we cut short on our own accord. Unlike the one the other night where everybody was late showing up for it and setting up for it, and then we were rushed on stage and only had time for like 4 songs.
Well, yeah. I guess that's up there then. Yeah, we're like, hey, go now, and then we were just like,
scrambling, and that's one of those things that was due to scheduling, and another band was having technical difficulties in front of us, and they were like, we know you guys are ready, go play.
But see, here's the thing, Fran. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I'm staring, to the far beyond the sea. But like every time, it's like, for us, we are being our worst critics. So we're like, man, we sucked because we couldn't hear ourselves or we couldn't do this. And then as soon as we're carrying our gear out, they're like, dude, you guys were awesome.
Yep.
You guys were amazing. I was like I don't know, because we thank you, but I couldn't hear that, we didn't feel that, So it's more to me. I would say there's been shows where we don't feel that it went well.
Yep.
But we've been so fortunate to have at least some people just come to us and say, dude, you guys rocked, I like this, blah blah blah, and go. So we've been fortunate so far. It's just more of us, kind of feeling it, I feel is what what's been it. Yeah.
The thing is too, I mean, whenever you're up on that stage and what the artist is hearing on the stage in your monitors, or if your band is on in-ear system, what you hear versus what the crowd is going to hear is 2 different things. So
for sure,
that there's the big difference there too as well. I mean, you as the artist, you have your personal mix, what you need in your monitors to be able to perform, and when you don't get that, it puts a lot of doubt there that, oh man, I didn't do well, I couldn't hear this, so I feel like I lacked in this area. Where if everything's going off, and we've had fantastic shows where sound was great on stage, and everybody was moving together, walking up. Me and Kelly walk up a couple times, especially if things is going good. We'll throw the guitars up at each other and run back across the stage and just be hopping along, and everybody's moving. But and then when you don't have it, I think it puts a lot of self-doubt there, as Jose was saying. You kind of beat yourself up that, oh man, I couldn't hear this and I feel like it made me slack in other areas. So, but then your crowd reaction out front turns around and they're like, man, you guys are awesome. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so we haven't been booed out of our stage.
Not yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
That's great.
We're not ruling it out, no, but no, we haven't. Yeah, that's great points there, man. Because it's been Yeah, we've been fortunate, and we do feed off of the crowd, right? But if they're
Right.
not really reacting, then obviously there's that other aspect of how are we feeling, and then if
Right.
we're feeling good, then that emanates, and that's part of the,
You know, I'm
the
going to feed off of what you just said. I'm going to feed off that. So, what if you're on stage and the crowd, let's say you're looking down, you guys are rocking out, jamming out, and you look down at the crowd and you're not seeing much of a reaction, you know, that they look bored. What would you do?
Well,
so
we've had that.
Yeah,
What did
we've
you
had
do?
that.
So me, I look for someone. I look for this one person in the crowd that is looking. There's always that one person that is actually really paying attention, and I look at them, and when I'm looking at them, but I'm not staring, but you know what I'm saying, I'm
Yeah.
kind of conscious of them. When they react, I react with them. So I'll point at them, or if they do this, I'll go, it's like I'm playing this for you, whether there's 50 people or not. But if you're liking it, then I'm playing it for you. So that,
Right.
Mhm.
to me, there's always that one person
Right.
that is like doing this, or so that's who I gear it to. That's what
Okay.
I do. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
Well, go ahead, Tom.
I mean, as far as like looking out and the crowd's just not, receiving you well. I mean, that's just where I think as your front line, I mean, the guys that's up front in the front of the stage, I mean, I think that's where you got to really look at the crowd and be like, look at them and look like you're having a good time. And
Right.
a lot of times, if you got to get out there in the crowd and, use your wireless guitar as an advantage, get out there in the crowd. And Kelly, you did it one night at the Mag Bar, and I seen as soon as you got out there and the people, as soon as you were out there in the crowd, people were having a ball and just
Oh, yeah.
slamming into each other.
Oh
And
yeah, you know what? The audience loves crowd interaction. Absolutely.
sure.
You know, when you guys come off the stage and you get down there, it definitely grabs everyone's attention. So if they're looking the wrong direction, their heads are going to turn real quick as soon as you come off that stage, and they're going to follow you. That's a very, very smart thing for music that musicians do, and I love it too.
For sure.
You know. And then I get awesome promotion pictures when they're right there, like, don't move.
We played a small town music festival a couple of weeks ago, and it was I would say if you had to guess what everybody's radio station was tuned to, that would be country. And that was one of those crowds where you could look out there and go, yeah, nobody is enjoying this. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not very fun. We did have fun with it just because that's what we're there to do. But
Right.
you could tell everybody out in the crowd thought, "What in the hell is this on the stage today? And why
Yeah.
are we here?"
Oh yeah.
So people are going to have different tastes. That's not our problem necessarily. What their
Agreed.
tastes are.
We're gonna learn today.
That's right.
You're gonna learn today.
Oh, yeah. That's great. You know what? And then you want to mess with people, just all of a sudden just switch up middle songs, start screaming, "Cowboy!" All of a sudden you see them, ooh, good rock.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then go back to your song and mess with them. Be like, "Yeah, I got you. Kiss my ass."
We take note, guys. We need to do that now.
Yeah.
Take note.
Yeah. Switch it up on them.
Yeah, especially catch them off guard. Be like, "Wait, what?" And then go right back into where you. There you go. See, I'm good like that. I like that random people in their toes and go, "Wait, what? What just happened?" I don't know, but I just did it. So you guys, this has been really fun. I'd love to keep you on longer, but I'm gonna let you guys go. Happy Sunday Fun Day, of course.
Yep.
So if fans wanted to check you out, check out your music, any merch, what platforms could they go to?
As far as the platforms, I know we have one big one. I think it's Linktree.
No, the skippingstoneband.com.
Yeah.
Is
there you
the one where you can go and find all of our stuff. So if you go to skippingstoneband.com, That'll give you everything we got. But if you want to just look us up on the regular on any streaming platforms, I mean, we're on everything: iTunes, Spotify, Amazon
Tidal,
Music.
Deezer.
Yep, Deezer. That's the one I couldn't think of. Yeah, and so I mean, just look us up. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Hey, another
And
thing.
it's singular, not plural. Skipping stone.
Singular. And if you go to our YouTube page, look up our videos and check out all the comments about our van and our
the
stripper
van.
pole that resides on the back of the van. It is a blast. The comments are hilarious on these videos.
That's awesome. I'm going to check it out now. I'm going to go look just because I want to.
You should.
You guys, again, thank you so much. You guys have a beautiful Sunday fun day. And we'll talk to you guys soon. I'll bring you guys on back in about 8-9 months, see how things have gone.
Yeah.
Talk about the third EP.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If it's there, it's going to be after the holidays, but definitely look forward to checking you guys out and maybe coming down to actually see you guys when I come down there. Just keep posted. If you hear Savages on the road, Frank's coming to Louisville. Hunt me down.
Awesome.
All righty.
Can't wait.
Awesome. You guys, you have a killer day, and thank you so much. Mad love.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.